Hello everybody, Nicole here with Blue Saturn Designs, and today I'm going to show you how to make these 3 charms. This first one is a piece of sushi with a fish on top. This one is a rolled egg, and the last one is a rice ball. What we will need today is a placemat that I have taped down here, a blade to cut the clay with, a rolling pin, and this is to help flatten the clay. I won't be using it today, but it might help. White, yellow, orange, and black clay. I will also use a piece of aluminum foil that's rolled up, and also some of these little eye pins for jewelry. Lastly, I'll be using some black acrylic paint and the Sculpey gloss glaze. First, I'm going to cut some of the white clay, and I'm going to try to estimate how big I want the charms to be. I'm just going to put it into a little ball to see how big it is. The amount of yellow I have here is probably enough for the egg. And then for the orange, I'm going to try to cut about the same amount as the white clay, and then probably take off a little bit more than that. And the black clay, I'm not going to need that much, just for the seaweed that will go around the sushi and the rice ball. Once you're done cutting, then you're going to condition the clay, which just means squeezing the clay until it's workable. And you always go from lightest to darkest so that you keep your lighter colors cleaner. And here I'm putting it into a rectangular shape, and then I'm going to take my aluminum foil, and this will create a rice texture. I used the aluminum foil all around the white clay, and next I'm going to do the same thing to the rice ball, except I'm going to make it into a triangular shape and round out the edges. And this is what the rice ball looks like so far. Next I'm going to do the egg. I'm going to condition the clay first and then roll it out. Now here it's not long enough, so I'm going to push in the sides and then roll it out again to make it longer. Next I'm going to cut it into a long rectangular shape. And then all you have to do for this one is roll it up. Next I'm going to make the fish for the sushi. And first I'm conditioning the clay again, and then I'm going to try to make it into a fish shape. And I want to check that it's going to be the right size for the rice. And then on one end you want to pinch so that it makes a little tail. And I keep just trying to work with the clay and make the tail look nice and rounded edges. Then you can put it on top of the rice and just pat it down a little bit. And next we want to make the seaweed. Here I'm going to roll out the black clay, but I do want to make sure that it's long enough to go around the sushi. And I see here it's not long enough, so I'm going to have to roll it out some more. And I can stretch it a little bit or push in the sides and then try to roll it out a little bit longer. And then just like the egg, you want to make a rectangular shape, but this time you want to make it really thin. When attaching the black clay, I like to start at the bottom so that you don't really see the connection. And when you're connecting them, you can either use your blade to cut off a clean piece or just pull it off. Mine accidentally came apart, so I just pulled it off. Next, I rolled out some of the black clay again, and I'm going to wrap it around the rice ball to get an idea of how long I need to make the black rectangle. If your black piece is too short, you can roll it out a little bit longer. Mine ended up being too long, so I just have to cut off a little piece and try not to cut into the rice part here. And then just push it onto the rice ball. If you want these to be charms, then you want to put in the eyelet before you bake it. I bake my charms in a clay oven, which looks like a toaster oven, but you're not supposed to cook food in it. And I bake them on this cardstock here in a cardboard box, and I bake them at about 260 degrees for about 9 minutes, and I think that's less than the package says. That's just what works for me. So just look at your package or test out some pieces before you do the ones you really like. Once they are done baking and have cooled down, then you can use some acrylic paint to paint a face on it. Once it's done baking, you also want to take out the eyelet and add some glue to it and then put it back in. At the moment I don't have glue, so I'm just going to put it back in for now. Then I'm going to take a paper clip and put the charm on it. This is going to help me hold it while I'm glazing. And I'm just going to try to put a nice even coat on the whole thing. You can do multiple layers and it'll make it a little more shiny. I'm just going to do one coat for this. You can also use this paper clip to hang it up while it's drying. And here are the final charms. If you like this video and want to see more, please give me a thumbs up and hit subscribe, or you can follow me on Instagram. And thank you for watching.